after putting on the uniform of a police officer. This man stopped a cargo truck and fined the driver 100 yuan because the vehicle's emissions exceeded the standard. The driver was so angry that he smashed the watermelon. Unexpectedly, that man was just a fake police officer. His name was Xiao Jian, the owner of a tailoring shop. One day, he came across a police uniform that had been fixed a long time ago. But no customer came to pick it up. So he brought the uniform to the customer based on his address. As a result, he knocked on the door several times but no one answered. After that, the neighbor heard it and told him a sad news. The police officer had been injured. What about his family? Xiao Jian asked. No one lives in that room. So Xiao Jian had to return. On the halfway, suddenly it rained heavily. He got wet, so he ran to a basement to take shelter from the rain. He changed into the police uniform. At the same time, Shasha also came here to take shelter from the rain. She mistook Xiao Jian for a police officer. She walked forward to borrow him a lighter to smoke. Xiao Jian just met and fell in love with Shasha. This was the first time a girl proactively approached him. Xiao Jian was an introvert and lonely person. So far, no one understood him. He was often bullied by many thugs. After that, Xiao Jian followed Shasha. It turned out that she worked in a video store. Xiao Jian walked into the store and randomly picked a tape. His purpose was not to buy tapes, but want to talk to Shasha. The next day, he bought a cassette player, and then went to the basement where he and Shasha met. He hoped that he could meet her again. He waited for a long time but still didn't see her. He's so sad and then went back. In the evening, after Shasha finished her work, Xiao Jian also followed her. Seeing Shasha drinking soft drink in front of a grocery shop, he took the initiative to talk to her. Shasha also had feelings for this policeman. They went to the cinema together. In the cinema, Xiao Jian proactively held Shasha's hand. And she also accepted it. Since then, they started to be in a romantic relationship. Every time they went on a date, they would go to a hotel. Moreover, Xiao Jian would use his strength. He sewed many beautiful clothes for Shasha. In order to save her face, Xiao Jian would put the labels of famous brands on it. After having the power from the police uniform, Xiao Jian started living a double life. During the daytime, he was at a tailoring shop. In the evening, he wore the police uniform and went on a date with Shasha. One day, Xiaojian's father fell ill. He hurriedly took his father to the hospital. The doctor told him that, to cure for his father, they needed to use expensive medicines. But Xiao Jian couldn't afford it. His family was worried about that. When Xiao Jian walked out of the hospital, he saw a policeman regulating traffic. At this moment, he thought about the police uniform. An idea of earning money came to his mind. He came to an abandoned apartment complex and put on the police uniform. Then he began to copy the actions, gestures and words of a policeman. Come over here. Over here. How dare you hit me? Not only did he copy words but also took exact actions as a real policeman. After practicing, he immediately walked into the street to find his target. The pace of life in the city was hustle. So he didn't have any chance. After that, he moved to the urban area and waited for the target. Xiao Jian stopped a coach. He got on the bus to count the number of passengers. Then he fined the driver for overloading. I got it. I will care about this problem. It's good to know. You work hard all day. Pay 100 yuan and you can go. The driver obeyed and paid that fine. End day, Xiao Jian happily counted the amount of money he earned. Then he hid that money. His first day's income was equal to someone else's full month's salary. Thus, he could pay for his father's medical expenses. Because earning much more money, Xiao Jian started to stop many different vehicles to impose fines. One day, he stopped a cargo truck. The driver wanted to take watermelon to pay the fine. But Xiao Jian just only cared about money. Why do you fine me 300 yuan? How dare you argue? If you keep arguing, I'll fine you another 100 yuan. I won't take the watermelon, I just fine you 100 yuan. Got it? After receiving the money, Xiao Jian also asked the driver to take him to the city. The driver didn't want to pay the fine at first. So now he angrily smashed the watermelon on the ground. The truck stopped in front of Shasha's store. After getting off the truck, Xiao Jian saw that a customer was bullying Shasha. So he used his identity as a policeman to kick out the troublemaker. They made an appointment that night and then Xiao Jian left. It's unexpected that the driver led a policeman to the store to ask about Xiaojian's information. Shasha insisted that she didn't know him. At this time, she knew that Xiao Jian was a fake police officer. In the evening, the two of them went to the meeting place. Shasha didn't expose Xiaojian's identity. It's just that she no longer smiled like before she did. She became much colder. Next, Shasha found an excuse to leave. Xiao Jian realized some changes in Shasha's attitude. He suspected that she had another man. So he began to secretly follow Shasha. And he saw her and another man entering a hotel. Through the window, Xiao Jian clearly saw that his woman was drinking wine with another man. He was very angry and decided to wait for that man to walk outside. Xiao Jian used his identity as a policeman to stop him. At this point, he knew that Shasha wasn't an employee in the video store. She was just a prostitute. They all were silent and didn't expose each other's true identities. In fact, they were just the lowest class of this society. Xiao Jian knew that the two of them couldn't be together anymore. He came to meet Shasha. He said that the superiors sent him to work in a faraway place. Thus, it was difficult for them to see each other later on. And Shasha said nothing. She just gave him a piece of paper with her phone number on it. Xiao Jian took the piece of paper. Before leaving, he told Shasha that if she had someone else, just told him soon. After Xiao Jian left, Shasha drank water at the roadside shop and reminisced about moments in the past. At this time, she received a phone call to drink wine with a customer. After drinking wine, the customer wanted to do other things. But this time, Shasha refused because she just wanted to leave. Are you crazy? What's wrong with you? Under their obligation, Shasha was powerless and had to accept the truth. She refused because Xiaojian's image was already in her heart. Xiao Jian also missed Shasha very much. He stayed at the hotel that they used to go to and recalled their happy moments. Xiao Jian mustered his courage to call to Shasha. After meeting, their relationship seemed to be happy like beforehand. They laughed and happily talked to each other. When they were about to go out to eat, Xiao Jian told Shasha to sit there and wait for him. He would go buy a pack of cigarettes and come back. Unexpectedly, when Xiao Jian went to the shop, he encountered two plainclothes policemen. He immediately ran away, then frantically rode a bike away. And the two policemen chased after him. On this side, Shasha was sitting alone in the same place. She was still waiting for Xiao Jian to come back. The film Uniform was aired in 2006. A uniform can change a person's identity and also that person's destiny. It was the uniform that helped Xiao Jian earn money, maintain the simple and beautiful love, and also maintain dignity of a human being. To survive in this life, everyone always desires to possess power. It's just that everyone's desires are different. In the society, new power will divide into new classes. But the symbol of power is constantly changing. When they decided to admit it and do it in their own ways, they could take comfort from the dreams in this insecure reality. And ethical issues mean nothing. Through lies and dreams, despair and efforts, they will forget their own loneliness. The open ending and the intention to suggest other details of the film make viewers extremely curious. Remember to leave a comment to support us.